first thing we need to do is disconnect these clamps from here. We need to change this from an elbow to a T. So undo the clamps, just push them apart like that. They should slide back. If you can get them apart. If not, use a persuader. Slide it back. This is going to be the hard bit because it's nailed down. I've got to try and get this elbow out of, off the pipe, out of the pipe. Yeah, might not be as easy as it sounds. I'll get back to you. So now we're swapping the elbow for a T. So push that in. Bring the clamp up. Give it a click in. I'll come back with the pliers on that shortly. Now this piece, try and make sure there's no dirt in the pipe. Hopefully you can see. Push that on there. Bring that clamp up. Screw that on. Battery went flat. Filming on phone now, so I have to hang on to it. Okay, next bit. We want to go with the elbow around the corner. So we need to make sure the pipe's in position. Work out where it's going to go. Scissors. Right there on that corner. Sorry about the wobbliness. Okay, doing this one-handed. Cut. Okay. And now I just spun the elbow around as if it had a thread on it. That gets it in. Push the clamp on. Now what we're going to do is come down. Actually going to dig a bit of a channel on the ground, come over to this edge, shoot it along there up to the end, and then up and across pretty much like that one, but I won't put it on the timber this time. I might put it in the bed, because see how these ones are up above. It's a bit annoying. I'm gonna probably change that later on. Okay, so next piece, have to remember to measure, give it an extra depth to go under the soil. Perhaps we dig our trench now. Right. Because I don't want to use too many components, I've stopped on that side. I think I might just leave it as it is there, do a T-piece and join into one of the lengths that goes along here. So what I've done now is cut a piece, not quite as wide as the bed because we don't want the line running right alongside the timber, we want it in a bit. So cut a length about in the right spot. Just put the T-pieces on the ground to work out that looks about right for how wide apart we want. We could probably just do one in the middle. Anyway, lay it out and then we'll cut the long runs, do the other end. It's best to make a full rectangle that joins up totally, then it actually pressurizes and you get a continuous flow or a better flow out of all of the drippers, rather than it being strong at one end and weak at the other. So right, we're joined up. We've punched in the end ones. That little nail thing worked well. It's very sharp, so you can pierce through the top surface easy and control it. So, put 3 in the end, basically 1 in each corner and 1 in the middle. And what I've done is just laid the other ones out on the ground alongside the pipe, so I can have a look at the spacing. And then if we've got one here on the side, then we've offset it by putting one in the opposite gap. So there's one here, one here. The one in the middle is in the middle. Do you know what I mean? Like a triangle. So we've laid them out. Just assessing now if we think that's enough. We can always punch more in later, but it's harder if you've already punched the holes. You have to go and plug them if you want to move them. So I think that'll be alright, because with drippers, although you can't see water on the surface, the whole point is that it gets underneath. Alright, all in. One thing to mention is to make sure that your hose is as flat as possible and you punch right on the center ridge, even if you squeeze it together. Can't see that way. Even if you squeeze it like that and then punch it on the high ridge, because if you don't, your hole will end up on the side and then your dripper will actually be leaning over like that, which is a bit annoying. They need to sort of sit upright so the water bubbles over the edge. Also do the same thing when you're putting the dripper in. Squeeze the pipe, and with the dripper put your fingers on these little wings. Use your fingers like that and push down, twist as you push it in. At the same time squeeze like that, and that you actually feel the dripper pop in. Let's go test her out. I can hear bubbles, but which one's it from? Okay, those ones are going. Got water coming out of them. Alright, we got dripping action. Cool. I'm worried that there's not enough pressure. But what's also happening is it's not just these two beds. Whoa, dizzy when I stood up. There's actually a join here. It comes from the house. From the house here, goes off to this garden bed, and then that goes off to the other garden bed. And that one's actually running as well. So we've still got pressure to do all three. See, that's the joiner there. And that runs all the way around here. And look, yep, it's still got enough pressure to do these as well. But what I'm going to do now, next, is to install one of these, which is a tap. I'm going to put one on the one that goes off to the garden bed at the back, so I can turn that one off, and one on this one, so I can turn either of them off. Look, we've got some leaks here as well. Plumber. Lucky I don't have to pay for him. Yeah, so these taps will go in next, and then I'll be able to have full pressure on these two beds or full pressure on the other beds, which will also, I need to do some, I'm going to use this 4mm pipe, the skinny stuff, ow, and put in some tricklers for these beds as well. So this line will do these ones plus the back, and the other line will do these two beds. Nice. Job done.